Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Pretty Real Persona podcast. Host Ariana, and this is a podcast where we shed our perfection, lean into our truth, and show up pretty wild and pretty damn real. So today, I'm going to start off with doing a little soul check with you guys. So, what is heavy on your heart right now? How's your week been? What's bothering you? Feel free to drop, what's bothering you, what's heavy on your heart, what's been heavy on your heart this week, in the comments. So I guess I'll start with me, what's on my heart right now. I would say my heart's pretty isn't pretty heavy right now. I said nothing's really bothering me. I guess what bothers me is how the week goes by pretty fast, and it's like, it's almost the weekend, but as soon as you get to the weekend, then it's almost a weekday. And me, I have a hybrid schedule for work, so it's pretty cool, it's pretty dope, but it's also like that weekend goes by so fast. Like, whew, you turn around, next thing you know, you turn around, it's time to go back to work, baby. So I guess really that. And but otherwise everything's been going pretty well for me. I'm just really happy to have, started this podcast and able to I'm working towards being consistent and disciplined with it. So I think that's just really what's on my heart, is just making sure I'm doing everything to put out, put it out every week. So yeah. So I guess that's me, but let me know what's going on in your guys' life. I want to know. I want to know that you guys are okay and that you're thriving, or if you're not thriving, we can talk about it. So yeah, we're going to talk about what softness looks like when you actually grew up in survival mode. So the topic today is basically survival mode and, how to be soft. So this is a little bit, this one is heavy for me because I lived a lot of my life in survival mode. I grew up with a single mom. I came from a broken home. I had a mom who raised literally five of us. Like, she literally raised all five of us. So it's like, and I'm the only girl, so I'm the eldest daughter. So a lot of responsibility was put on me. I was seen more as a resource. I had to make sure everything was kept together and everyone was doing what they were supposed to do, on top of being doing what I'm supposed to do and overachieving, for me. So a lot of my life I lived in survival mode. As a kid, I always so it's a little bit of a story time, kind of a little bit about me and my journey with survival mode, and learning to be soft. But as a kid, I literally, I worked so hard. Like, I was so disciplined, so consistent, to where I would get my clothes out for school every day the night before, make sure I woke up early to do something to my hair. Like, I didn't grow up as a kid with the nicest things, or even a lot of things. It's times I had sleep for dinner. It's times that, if I wanted something, I had to go get it, put it that way. If I wanted something, I needed to go get it. Um, I will say I never went just without anywhere to live, hungry. But it's like, me personally, I've been through a lot of things in my life that has kept me in a survival mode. One of my biggest things as a kid is I would always, knew that I wanted more for myself than the life that I was given. And so that kept me, in a very okay, I got to work hard. I got to work hard. I got to work hard so I can, eventually, start living. But when I was little, I didn't think oh, I'm in survival mode. I'm trying to live, I'm trying to work towards living. But um, as I got to college, that was my biggest dream, was to go to college. I'm like, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get my own apartment. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live my life. Because when I was a kid, I just wasn't living my life the way I wanted to live my life. Like, I didn't understand why everything was so hard. Lord knows I love my mom, but it's just some things, kids shouldn't have to experience or go through, or heal through. But at the end of the day, this is one thing I will leave with you. Our parents are also healing the things they went through as kids, and it's not easy. It's not easy. So it's like, once I I got to college, I looked around me and it's like I had friends who, like my roommate, one of my bestest friends, Peyton, we were roommates and I used to see how like her mom would like, was very active in her life. And I also know like when your mom has like 5 kids, you somewhat she cannot be there in the same way for everyone. Not even a mom who has 3 kids, 2 kids. Like you get different versions of your parents, different versions of your mom, your dad. And all of that started to kind of hit me because it's like, okay, boom, I got to where I wanted to get in life, right? And all of that kind of started to hit me as I was in college, my sophomore year, and I'm, you know, thinking like, oh, like looking around, I guess kind of comparing myself, like, like my mom, she doesn't call me to see if my grades are good, to see how I'm doing, to see like if I need something. If I need something, I'll call her. Like she used to, get me groceries from time to time. And um, that my sophomore year, I moved into college by myself. That kind of, hurt my heart a little bit because it's like, damn, you look around and you realize like, damn, it's really just me. It's really just me. And that started to really like hurt me. And I started to like really like, I started to really like have to start healing. Like that was a part of my healing. I started to kind of see where like, okay, I was kind of broken. Where it's like when I was younger, I was so focused on getting out of where I was and having something better, where it's like I didn't see like, where how my pain was really affecting me until like I got to college. See my best friend, her mom, mind you, her mom was one of the best people. They helped me move in. Like her mom, like they invited me to things. They made me feel very just like welcome. Um, Similar to like when I was a kid and I had a friend, Shelby, and her mom literally, I feel like in a way taught me how to love, taught me like that you should tell somebody you love them when you leave. You should tell some when you leave them or like you get off the phone with them, because it's like you never know when you'll see somebody again. Like, so it's like she used to always cook us like home cooked meals, and I used to always feel so safe, so comfortable at her house. Like, so just situations like that, like, where it's like I didn't always feel that at my house, or I didn't always feel, important, or like, I was loved or something, stuff like that. But um, so back I got to college, and I started to really go deep within myself and just really started like, okay, thinking like, okay, healing the things that are hurting me. Like I, told my mom, like, I feel like, you're not really there for me. And um that didn't really turn out the way I really wanted it to turn out, but it was okay because it just, I had some resentment um towards my mom for a long time for some of the stuff that like I went through as a kid, because I just felt like, I didn't have the freedom to like be a kid. As a kid, I was literally like a grown up at a young age, like to the point where I'm literally in my life now. I take so care of myself, and as I should, period, as I should. But it's just, it's when you're when you never like had someone taking care of you, that also has effects on you. You know what I'm saying? Like where you're hyper independent and you can't ask for help. Like those are some of the things that like survival mode, like and how survival mode impacted me. Um and I will say the moment that I actually really started to get out of survival mode was like once I saw always like once I started to get more stable in my life and career, like I stopped like I started to like really like lean into myself. I will say TikTok has helped me a lot, because it's like TikTok helps you like realize things about yourself that you don't know, because it's people like I'm doing now getting on there and talking about, the things from when they were a kid, or explaining certain concepts of like, how certain things you go through as a kid impacts you as an adult. And so yeah, that's how it I kind of got the idea. But then when I start really living by myself is like where I really realized, okay, um it's no one coming to save me. So that even sometimes puts you in a deeper survival mode because you're like, okay, it's nobody coming to save me. I really got to do this. And it's like when you live by yourself, that's why I recommend anybody, if you have not, to live by yourself, because you face yourself in ways that you cannot face yourself when you are living with someone else. So I will say then I really faced myself like, okay, you know what? I literally have worked my whole life. Everything I needed, I went and got it. Like, I have worked so hard to create and have things for myself and to have stability so that, like, one day my kids don't have to, work as hard as I did, Obviously, still work hard because, yeah, you got to work hard. But I kind of started to get softer once I'm going to be completely honest with you. Once I started to get more stable financially and started, like, making sure budgeting and making sure I knew where all my money was going. So it wasn't like, okay, it came to the end of the month, it would pain me to ask somebody to help me. Like, it literally would hurt me. And then I realized, like, you have to ask for help. If you need help, ask for help. It's okay to ask people for help. Let me say this again to you. It is okay to ask people for help. Ask for help. Like, if you always got it and it's one time that you don't have it, ask somebody for help. Ask them. Ask them. Literally ask them. Like, ask them today. So I kind of started doing that, and then I would be so grateful when people would just help me because I'm like, I always got to make sure I have it, or if I don't, I just won't have it. And that's kind of the, impact of, like, growing up with, like, a mom who, isn't, like, financially stable, and you just, as a kid, you got to make it happen for you. Um, so I'll just kind of say, like, once I started to get financially stable, I started to, like, kind of relax more. Also, it's like when you're in that survival mode, you're under hell of stress, and that stress is not helping you, especially as a woman. Like, when you are extremely stressed, like, I don't know if you ever noticed, like, your period will be off, and if your period's off, your body is not in alignment. Like, it's so important. Like, I realize how important it is to take care of yourself, like, to build self-confidence. When you're in survival mode, sometimes you're not your most confident. Sometimes you're having that low self-esteem and not showing up in different areas, relationships, with friends, with partners that you're trying to get, like, it's a lot of things that go into, like, staying in survival mode, and how it can, a lot of, most times, negatively impact you. um which I feel like a more positive aspect is, you work hard, and when you're in survival mode, like, you're a hustler. There's nothing you won't go and get, like, dead ass. But it's like, you can also just not be a hustler all the time. You know what I mean? Like, you can relax and be soft. It's important to, like, like, a lot, we're the biggest thing right now, soft girl era. Like, yes, I pray that everyone is leading into their soft era, because it's like, it's a lot of negative things that come with being in survival mode. And okay, so I kind of get off, but back to what I was saying. But, like, I started, like, doing a lot of self-growth, self-healing. Like, I started to journal. I started to write out everything that was on my mind, start doing mind dumps of how I deeply felt. um, I started getting deeper into my my looks, like my appearance, like doing my hair, learning how to do my hair different ways, learning how to do my makeup, um, just learning how to be more soft, like, ask for help. I don't need to um, always be doing everything. Kind of story time about me, about how I think it really helped me being financially stable and just figuring out what I want to do with life, like, and figuring out one thing at a time. Like, okay, boom, I got out of college, boom. And I will tell you, we'll get into that topic at a different time, not now, but the transition from after college to getting your job, like, that is a whole different segment, different story, baby. So, yeah. Um, yeah. So, yeah, that's kind of just my kind of story. Like, I feel like every year I'm getting better and better at, like, just being a softer version of myself, which I love, because when you start to like put out that soft girl energy, it's like you attract softer things in your life, and you attract less stress on yourself. And it's like once you get into a mindset like everything is happening, everything happens for a reason. And it's sometimes like what makes us like get out of character and stuff is we don't know why things are happening. But it's like if you let go of the why and just have faith, and you literally just like believe everything is happening for you, not to you. You have to get out of a victim mindset. A lot of times in survival mode, we have victim mindsets like that. And being in a victim mindset is not going to help you. It helps you know thinking like, oh, why me? Why me? Why not you? And you have to turn everything into like, okay, what is this trying to teach me? Yeah, it was a lot of, a lot of different things, and for me it was all of those things and even more. So yeah, here are some things that can help you like when it comes to redefining softness for you. Softness is not weakness. Softness is not surviving. Softness is not passive. And softness, some things that softness kind of looks like are, saying no to things that you do not want to do. You do not have to do everything that someone, you don't have to be everything for everybody and nothing for yourself. So it's like if you feel any of that, it's okay to say no. Say no. And you can say no without feeling guilty for it. Um uh Asking for help is another one. Like I mentioned that like it kind of in my story, ask for help. If you need help, ask for help. Taking a nap without feeling guilty about it. You can take a nap. You can literally take a nap. Like two, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm a nap girly. Like when I napping is literally luxury. Like survival mode is like feeling like you have to be productive all the time to be feeling like to feel success. But sleeping is productivity. Like if you do not get enough sleep, there's no way that you are ready for the next day. You're ready for anything. So take you a nap, boo. I promise you. You can still do that thing when you wake up. Being honest when you're not okay. Like you don't have to be strong. Like I want everybody to get that out of your mind. You don't have to be strong. It's okay to say I'm not okay. Like it's okay to, to cry. Like it's actually like I seen a thing on TikTok where it's like I don't even know if it was on TikTok, but I seen a thing where it's like crying is literally a release. You are supposed to cry. So anyone who is out there not crying, you're either probably a psycho or sociopath, one of them. Every time you feel like crying, let it out. Like so it used to be hard for me. Like I could cry, like I'm a cancer. I could cry. But um it used to be hard for me to like sometimes get it out fully, like cry like I needed to cry, like sob. So I would play songs that made me feel like how I was feeling right in that moment, and it would help me like, release and cry and get out the things I need to get out. So that's a tip for you. Feel through everything. Like as a cancer, that's one thing. Us cancers know way more about emotions than a lot of other signs, and that's why, they try to label us emotional, but really we're just really emotionally intelligent, and we know like how to get through this stuff. Like, come on. Softness is not a performance, it's more of a return. It returns you to your truth, your body, your spirit, to get more in tune. It returns you to alignment, and that in turn allows you to attract beautiful things in your life, attract everything your wants and desires in your life. Tap into your soft girl era and do everything you can to like get out of being in that survival mode, A lot of people spend a lot of their life surviving and not living, and that shit is literally, it's no way to live. Some tips of things you can do, like make sure you schedule your self-care like it's a meeting with your boss. Like make sure you like, it's a few days a week you do a face mask. I'm a face mask girly. Um Make sure you do a face mask, a lip scrub. You there's mind you nowadays they have sheet mask or like masks, exfoliant scrubs for everything. Like You can even go, like, I go and get mine from the Dollar General. They have little sheet masks with different, like, honey, charcoal, witch hazel, aloe. And I wear my little sheet mask, get me a little, drink some wine or put some water in a wine glass, whatever, and just, do a little face mask, moisturize, wash my face, lip scrub, body scrub, just deep moisturize. I even get massages from time to time because it's like self-care is so important. It's okay to relax. Like relaxing yourself helps with your softness. Um Setting the mood for softness, like music, wine, a TV show that you like, that helps. Doing what you feel in the moment, like checking in with your body, asking yourself, like, what do I need in this moment? And not only asking, but doing what you need in that moment. Another thing, just tell the truth. Like, if you're tired, say, I'm tired, and do something about it. If you're exhausted, you're tired, or you're feeling irritated, or you're feeling sad, or you're starting to feel like depressed, it's like, do something about it. That is going to make you softer. Every time you do something about those feelings, that is going to make you softer, because the next time you do that, you already know what to do. Like, so it's like practicing those things, in turn feel softer. Sometimes people have that, like, oh, emotions are a weakness or softness is a weakness, but it's not. It's what you're meant to feel to live. Also, I have a journal prompt of the week for you guys. So I want you guys to get into journaling. I don't know when, but it could be a later segment, but that I talk about, how journaling has helped me and the things I do in journaling to help me. So I'm going to leave you guys with the journal prompt today. And the journal prompt is, what did softness mean in your household growing up, and what would you like it to mean now? And I want you guys to write about that, and tell me, kind of, you could tell me in the comments, kind of what you felt, or you could DM me or anything, and just let me know, like, what you realized from doing that journal prompt. But I just kind of want to leave you guys with an unpretty wisdom of the day, which is, for me, one of the hardest things I learned is, I said this a lot throughout, but ask for help. You don't have to be everything to everyone and nothing to yourself. Like, that was probably one of my biggest realizations in this life, is that I was making sure everybody else was happy and I wasn't happy. I'm not happy. So prioritize you, prioritize your happiness, prioritize your self-care, your self-love. Like, self-love is everything. If you have no self-love, you have nothing. So yes, so if you guys enjoyed this episode, give it a like, comment, um, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you guys for listening to the Pretty Real Persona, and I am your host, Ariana, and I love you guys, and I hope to see you guys next week. Bye.